Oh, hi there, and welcome to another episode of One of Swords TV. I'm your host, Dan Amrick. I'm One of Swords, Activision's community manager. And this week I have a pretty good question that may have occurred to you, too. This one's from Shawn Butler, and on PlayStation Network, he is Butler SP. If you want a new friend, there you go, a friend of the show. Dan, when games are announced and ready for pre-sale, there's usually some sort of freebie given out, whether it's an unlock within a current game, like the Ghost camo for a Ghost pre-order that you get in Black Ops 2, or a poster, or some other type of giveaway. Who makes the call on what retailer gets what? I believe it was even mentioned on your podcast that Hugh was holding out to see which retailer had the best pre-order deal, but the discussion never went into how the behind the curtain works. Good question, Shawn. Basically, it's just a conversation. There's no, this is my understanding because, I've never been in one of these meetings, but it's basically a meeting. It's the retailer and the publisher getting together and saying, here's what we can offer you. Is that of interest? And, maybe there's requests on either side, but that's really all it is. It's just them saying, we're planning on doing this, or would you like a poster? So a lot of times the retailers will say, we found that when we do this, people are far more engaged, and we want to do whatever's going to make them the most engaged. Obviously, some retailers have specific things that they want, like Amazon. I notice more and more for games, they're offering like a short story as a Kindle file. Since it's free to read Kindle even on the web, that's something that anybody can use. And, of course, they want to support their own platform because they own the Kindle devices and the whole Kindle format. So I guess it's just a conversation between the publisher and the retailer to find out what's going to make them the happiest and what they're going to find to be the most useful. As you have noticed, no doubt, some of those things do show up later. In-game items, things like DLC or extra levels or additional skins. I noticed that when I pre-ordered Injustice, I went through Best Buy and I got the zombie DLC, and then it came out later as a playable thing, as something that I could buy if I didn't get it. And of course, all the other retailer goodies came out later. Transformers did something similar, where if you got to unlock specific characters if you ordered it through certain retailers, and then it showed up later. It seems to be pretty common now. Of course, it's never guaranteed. You never know, and of course, that's how they get you, right? Like that's the fear: is what if I'm missing out on something? What if I don't have the Ultimate Edition? I'm a really big fan. And then you just sort of have to choose. And then, of course, if you listen to our podcast, then you know that Hugh is not a really big fan of this at all. He thinks it's unfair to split your customers, to make your customers feel like they're not getting everything, especially if they're a super fan for a franchise. But it is just one of those things, like exclusive time DLC or what have you, that gives one person a competitive advantage. And that is the nature of the business. People are always looking for a competitive advantage in this business, and it's just a fact of life. So as to who decides it, the companies have a conversation and they figure out something that works for both people. Not much more to it than that. If you have a question for me about Activision or games, or Activision games, best of all, go ahead and send it to YouTube at oneofswords.com. I try to do these videos every week, and maybe you'll see your answer on a future episode. In the meantime, go to oneofswords.com, and you'll find all kinds of fun things like giveaways and podcasts, like we mentioned, and news you can trust. I don't deal in rumors, folks. I never have and never will. I just want to give you the straight poop. So if you're looking for that about Activision games, go to oneofswords.com. Thanks for your support, and I will see you here next week.